What is going on, my Dynamic It's Dynamic Yugioh here, and I'm here with my FA deck profile post Flames of Destruction. Now, I know this is a back-to-back kind of deck profile video that is just come out straight after my 2-2 tournament deck profile, but I've been sat down and I've been working on this deck for ages, especially with all the new support. There's been none of the traps are actually in this deck because the traps, although good as they are, they're very slow in the sense that they are traps and they will take a while to get themselves going. I was thinking about putting the continuous trap in here because obviously it's a continuous and it will every time it activates it will keep increasing my FA's monsters levels. Same with FA winners because this is a continuous spell. I can power up the FA monsters levels for quite a while during a duel, especially during one turn. But I've decided not to include any of them because the FA winners, for one, has got a very gimmicky effect, and it's actually very you need to be able to hold deck around that one card. But I decided to just take the deck that I've got right now and implement the new Flames of Destruction stuff, and so far they have been absolutely insane. Especially Dark Dragster being able to basically have a free special summon during a turn as long as you have an FA monster on the field that is level 7 or higher. And it's just absolutely mad, and especially Dawn Dragster as well, which is one of the generic rank 7s now, or level 7s. The reason why it's generic is because it doesn't require an FA effect to be able to use this effect. You just need to reduce its level by 2 to negate. So it could be really implemented in any deck. And also, you'll be seeing a Dino deck profile coming out very soon. I've been working my head around the actual Dino profile, and I really hope you guys will actually enjoy it. But for now, we'll get right onto this deck profile, starting off here with the monsters, and of course, with a new support coming out, we are running 3 FA Dark Dragster. This card is absolutely insane. I was tempted running this at 1, but I found that I wanted to see this card as much as possible so that I can get a free special summon. So I bumped it up to 3. Seeing multiple copies is very bad, but in the middle of a combo, giving an extra FA name to be able to search off a field spell is just insane. And this card is probably one of the cards that I would most search with the field spell effect, just so then obviously I can get a free special summon. So 3 FA Dark Dragster, and it's on 2100 base attack when it's special summoned, so it's absolutely insane. We're playing 3 FA Hang On Mac. This is probably the next best FA monster in the deck, aside from Dark Dragster. It's, again, you all know what this does, is the Dark Law effect. It goes up to its level, and it's just a free special, it's just free normal summon level 4. Dark Law, is really good. And its base attack when you first summon it is only 1200, but you're going to summon it and you're going to make it up to God knows how many levels, probably up to level 10 you'll probably bring it up to before the turn ends. Next, I got 2 FA Whip Crosser. He's alright. I took him down to 2 because of the Dark Dragster coming out, but still a good card to go into. Really comes in clutch, especially with decks that discards, such as Dark Worlds, and just hand traps as well. This card stops it, so it's kind of an Amato Iwato for this deck. So, FA Whip Crosser. And last for the FA monsters, you want to run triple Auto Navigator. I did have this at 2, and it was perfect at 2 until the new support came out, and then I found out that I needed to get into my synchros as much as possible. But I'm still working on either 3 or 2. To be honest, I'd prefer 2 because obviously I don't really go into 3 that much. But the odd time I do, it does come in clutch. So it might find its way in a side deck eventually. But that is all for the FA monsters. Onto your supporting engines. You got I'm still running the Symphonic Warrior engine, the triple guitar and the double mics. This engine is just so good, especially when it unbricks your hand. It's a neg 1, 1-for-1, but it gives you a second normal summon, so it's a Seraphonite as well. But I wouldn't take this out for anything else until they bring out more support for the FAs and actually give them more search capabilities. So like a cyber repair plant for FAs, that would be insane. and say something like Cyber Ref System for FAs, or just something for FAs to help there with the consistency, this stuff will be staying in. So that's the Symphonic Warring Engine, 3 guitar, 2 mics, and also again helps you go into your Cyber Dragon Nova and Infinity because it's level 5. Next, you want to play double Zodiac Thoroughblade because I run the Zodiac engine in this. I got this off DZ, so I'll probably leave a link to his channel down below. But I was watching his videos, and his the Thoroughblades in his decks have really helped him with the draw power, and they've really helped me as well, especially when I've come to Synchro into an Ancient Fairy. But 2 Thoroughblades. A new addition to the deck is actually the 1 Giant Rex, because I run a Gold Sarcophagus, because I find that I was needing more monsters to be able to synchro into my materials, and also needed more link materials, so I'll just Gold Sarc onto Giant Rex to special summon it, and then use it as a synchro or a link material. And the last monster here is Distrudo, the Lost Dragon's Prison. He is just absolutely insane. I love him to bits in this deck. This is what was replacing the 3rd FA Auto Navigator, but since I've got 3 Auto Navigators in, I don't really use them that much, but it's only used to really go into Beals, so that's why I run Distrudo. And that's it for the monsters. I think I've got about 20 monsters in this deck, but it's a good ratio to be running in. Onto the spells, you're running your best spells, easily the Triple City and then the Triple Off-Road. These are just your bread and butter of the deck, and searching into literally everything. And increasing their levels, main phase and battle phase for city, and just main phase for the off road. You can put in circuit if you want to run FA winners, but these two, the alternation between the 2 of them is just absolutely insane. I wouldn't change them for pretty much anything else. I'll probably add a circuit just as like an extra as an extra search. Triple test run, one of the best ones in the deck. It's just a Rokeki break. Essentially, and triple pit stop. I was running Foolish Burial of Goods in this deck for a while to be able to dump a pit stop so I can get its effect off straight away to draw 2 cards. But Goods was too bricky. I'll probably add it in again if I can find some synergy. But triple FA test run and pit stop, absolutely needed in the deck. Of course, with the Zodiac engine, you want to run triple Zodiac Barrage. This card is absolutely insane. I've been thinking about putting this down to 2 because I don't really see it too much, but as I've been playing it, I've found myself always with a Barrage and a Thoroughblade, so I could use a Barrage to special my Thoroughblade and then ditch one, or just normal summon 1 Thoroughblade and then use the Barrage to ditch one, or use the Thoroughblade to ditch the Barrage so I have 2 in deck for the other Thoroughblade. So that's why I run 3 in it. So a really good option as well, the Zodiac engine, because it helps you draw into your cards. It's not even there isn't negatives to this card because you can pop your field spells and then carry on through your combo plays. Next, you want to run the 1 Foolish Burial to dump your Distrudo and your your FA Auto Navigator. The 1 Gold Sarcophagus, of course, for the Giant Rex. And then for your revival spells, the 1 Soul Charge, which is just a snacky card. 1 Monster Reborn, pretty self-explanatory. I'd probably take this out for Monster Reborn if this eventually gets banned, but we're still waiting on that ban list. And the last card I've got on this is the 1 Raigeki, because of course this deck does struggle against board wipe, so I needed to put in the Raigeki somewhere, obviously, so I could up the consistency and up the kind of protection aspect of this deck. Onto the side deck here. We'll go for the side deck. Just get rid of the tokens and go straight to the side deck. Here we go. Alright, 2 Gamma and 1 Driver. The reason why I don't run through Gamma is because when I was siding these in the tournament, I thought this card was way too bricky. I was always finding a Gamma and a Driver in my hand, and when I put it down to 2 and started testing, when I sided them in, it was absolutely perfect, because I'd never see a Driver along with a Gamma. I'd always see a Gamma and then I'll be able to go on for the Driver. So 2 Gamma, 1 Driver is just the perfect ratio for this kind of engine, because a 3 Gamma and 1 Driver, yes, you want to see Gamma, but you don't want to see it with your Driver, which has happened too many times for me. You also want to run 2 Cherries. It's pretty self-explanatory. You want to get rid of those problematic cards in decks. I've got 3 extra cards in the side deck for the Cherries targets, so I'll show you them in a minute. 2 Ghost Ogre. It's pretty self-explanatory. This is probably one of the best hand traps in the game so far. If I had Ash, I'd probably take out an Ogre for an Ash, but so far it's just 2 Ogre right now. The extra cards that I've got for the Cherry Stalkers are the Abyss Dweller for against any deck that really utilizes this card, especially True Draco, because they've got the Mono Wato. They will tech in their own card, because this deck also relies on the graveyard, so this is why this is in there. The one Lightning, because this is coming up too often against so many matchups. So as soon as you see the Utopia, you want to cherries the Lightning, and then obviously they can't go into the Lightning. And then the one Absolute Dragon, this is for the Pendulum Magician matchup to kind of stop them from their combos with the Vortex Dragon, or like or just overlaying this in general to be able to negate attacks. So those are the targets for the cherries. Next, you got Triple Call by the Grave. This card, when I side in during the tournament, is just too good. It's helped me with so many matches, especially that DDD matchup. I wouldn't take this out for anything else in the side deck. And the traps, 2D barrier, and then 1 red reboot. This card is really good. I cannot say how good this card is, especially against Paleozoics, and also the True Draco matchup, and the Trickstars as well. Being able to just red reboot them is just absolutely insane. And the 2D barriers is just, again, against Pedro's matchup, it's just an absolute blowout. But that is it for the side deck. Let's go on to the extra deck. Starting off with our Link monsters, we've got Decode Talker. The combos that I've got with this card are absolutely insane. When I had the ABC engine in this deck, I would always end with a Decode Talker, Boss Dragon, and an FA Hanger Mac with its effect on the field, which is absolutely insane. But the engine got too much when the new support came out, so unfortunately I couldn't deck profile that. But I'll probably try and remake it and then get it out for you guys. Except for Metaltron. This card is absolutely insane, especially with open up link zones. If I had a Decode Talker and like an Ancient Fairy, or even what do we call it? Even an Warhammer Transport, or Cyber Dragon Infinity, or Nova, or pretty much anything in the extra deck, I could link it with Decode Talker and go straight into Zephyr Metaltron, then give myself more zones. And I found myself actually going into this a lot. Next, we got Proxy Dragon. Again, open up zones. 1 Underclock Taker as a generic, and also 1 Nightmare Phoenix. This card is absolutely insane. In every single one of my games, I've always gone Underclock Taker and then Nightmare Phoenix, and then use Nightmare Phoenix effect to pop and draw, which is just absolutely insane. That's why I love this card so much, and that's why I've actually got it in here, because it's a 1900 beater for 1, so it can beat over Candina. And it's a free +1, and it just gets rid of your opponent's advantage. So that's why I run Nightmare Phoenix, because it's insane. I would suggest you guys run it. Next for the synchros, I run the 1 Star Eater. You guys are probably going to be wondering why I actually run this card, but you have no idea how many times I've actually gone into this card because it's won me games. It must be synchro someone, to can't be special in other ways. It's someone cannot be negated, and when it attacks, it's unaffected by cards that affect until the end of the damage step. So nothing can actually touch this when it attacks. So as soon as you bring it out, it's essentially game when you bring it out. It's absolutely mad. I love it. I love it to bits. And I would definitely recommend you play it, because it's a level 11, and I find too many times I actually go into a level 11 in this deck. So the 1 Star Eater, I've still got the 2 Warhammer Transport, because it's too good of a card not to run. And the new support here, I've got 2 Dawn Dragster. This hasn't come up too much, especially when I wanted to go into level 7s. I've always wanted to go into Ancient Fairy instead, but the Dawn Dragster is a really good option to go into, especially as a level 7. But I didn't take out a Warhammer Transport to make room for this, because I've had really nothing to really make room for. So these synchros are just the bread and butter of the extra deck. It's just absolutely insane. And then lastly, for the synchros, you got the 1 Ancient Fairy Dragon is absolutely needed in an F8 deck. If you're running all the field spells and trying to boost levels. And then lastly, you're running the 1 Beals for the Destrudo play. This card is absolutely insane when you bring it out, especially when you can bring this out as long with Star Eater on the same turn, which is just insane. But I'll probably do a combo video with this deck at some point if you guys comment down below if you want to see a combo video. If we get enough likes, if maybe 20 likes on this video for this deck profile, I'll release a combo video showing some of the combos you can actually do with this deck. Anyway, onto the XYZs. One Greedy Saramea for the Trickstar matchup. Again, pretty good card, and also it inflicts damage to your opponent when this destroys an opponent's monster. So on top of the damage that this inflicts to your opponent after battling a monster, it then inflicts more damage upon your opponent equal to the monster's attack. And then of course 1 Nova and Infinity, because well, you can make these really easily. You can make all these really easily. I don't go into Greedy Samurai so much because I don't find myself going up against Trickstars, but it's a really good option. It's a really good rank 5 option to when I want to go for my damage in my deck. But anyways, that is actually it for the deck profile, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I know this has been a bit late, but I am back to my normal schedule of like 1 video a week, and I'll make sure I'll get that out to you guys. But for now, we'll see. We're going to see what happens with this next Dino profile. I'll try and bring out the ABC profile as well of this deck. And also I'll try and push out that Monarch Lair of Darkness deck profile as fast as I can. Anything else you guys actually want me to do on this channel, post down in the comments below, and then I'll read them, of course. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao!